Hey, Simon.
Hi, Flo. Hi, Jeannie.
Thanks so much for being with us today. You run Txango Tours, a tour company here in Paris. The 14th Arrondissement has a quiet magnetism to it, right? And we're here in the Montparnasse area. This was famous in the early 1900s. Who would hang out here and where would they hang out?
We're very close to what I like to call the strip of the 14th, is the Boulevard du Montparnasse. It's just a block in that direction. It's where the old city walls of Paris used to run. And that was a perfect place for larger establishments with more seating. So you have La Coupole across the street, there's Le Select, both of them vying for a distinctly American crowd because they were able to host American entertainers due to the size of their establishments. So people like Josephine Baker, she's by far my favorite. We're actually standing on a place dedicated in her honor.
Nice.
So she was definitely the star of the 14th.
So as you were saying, on this strip, there were all kinds of incredible cafes. Tell us a bit more about what they were like and who went there.
If you've watched The Great Gatsby, that kind of over-the-top Art Deco aesthetic, that's right around the same time. 1920s, 30s, lines up with American Prohibition. If you wanted to continue to work in nightlife or entertainment in the States, you either had to be saddled up next to crooked police and the mob. So some people didn't develop a palate for that kind of lifestyle, so they moved to Paris.
And in the early 1900s, there were also a lot of up-and-coming avant-garde artists who settled here, people like Modigliani, Brancusi, even Picasso. Why did they come to the 14th?
Earlier in Paris' history, a lot of artists went to Montmartre. Montmartre had its own vineyard, so when it was outside the city, that was the cheapest place to drink. And when they started flooding in here, because of its kind of reputation at the time as a Rust Belt area of the city, this was the cheapest place to come.
There's actually a very strong Breton community here, like people from Brittany, a lot of crepe restaurants around here. So why did they come here?
So they came here because they were part of an age-old industrial story. Montparnasse train station was the terminus of the rail line that served Brittany as a region, which was one of France's poorest regions at the time. So it was not by choice that they settled here. They showed up because this was the end of the line. They walked out of the train station and thought, oh shucks, maybe we made a mistake. And so they didn't venture too far into the city. They settled where they landed. So that's why this whole neighborhood became known as they say in French, La Petite Bretagne, Little Brittany.
I imagine not a lot of tourists actually come to the 14th, but you actually live in the 14th. It's a place you know well. Can you share some of its secrets with us?
Oh man, there's so many. Even the name of this neighborhood, Montparnasse, was Parisian ironicism, if that's a word, right? It was an ironic sense of humor. This was Paris's landfill in the 1600s. It was outside the city walls. This is where all the city's detritus would be dumped. And so Parisians gave a grand name to their trash heap, to their landfill. They call it Le Mont du Parnasse, which is a Greek mountain, Mount Parnassus.
Yeah.
And so then the name stuck. I happen to have one of my sidecars with me. How about I take you for a ride and show you some of these neighborhoods?
All right, let's go.
Yes,
Excellent.
please. Simon, that was so much fun. Thank you so much. I feel like you've taken us to the French countryside, but we're still in the 14th. Where are we?
We're in the Villa Seurat, named after a French pointilliste, French painter called Georges Seurat. The 14th is kind of like a hub of this like village vibe, which attracted a lot of artists through the 19th and 20th centuries. And this is a very, very nice example of a somewhat later one. And these are scattered and littered all over the 14th. They're really cool. It's one of the reasons why I like this part of town so much.
And where does the villagey feel of the 14th Arrondissement come from? Because this part of town is really associated with that villagey vibe.
It's particular to any arrondissement that sits on top of old stone quarries because it limits the ability to build high rises. There's just too much empty space under the ground. So the 14th, 13th, all of the external arrondissements that are kind of old industrial parts of town, but the 14th sits atop the biggest one. So that's why it's more well known for these kind of little village-esque enclaves.
It's like it's built on Swiss cheese.
Yes, like it's built on Swiss cheese.
And thank you for the amazing tour.
So much fun.
Very welcome. My pleasure. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.